All right, so let's start with how do you find if a string is a palindrome or not using Python? So this one's going to be what is a palindrome? It's is a string for the same forward as it is backwards. So for race car, we have race car is the same forward as backwards. Cat is not, so then we're going to return false and return true for race car. So how do we write a function that's going to be able to, do that, right? When we're forming these problems and we're like trying to learn how to program for the first time, we want to have it in English, like how like we would just generally do it, and then break it down step by step, right? So most people, right, they would have to go through each letter and see if it matches like the first part, right? And so that's the exact same thing that we're going to be doing with the computer, right? So we're going to go through the word forwards, and then we're going to go through the word backwards, and then make sure at every step of the way that backwards is the same as the one forward. And if it's not, then we exit out. So you're going to be seeing too that you always have to know how to iterate through a loop when you're programming. One, and then two, how do you access these elements? The overall like point of this is just to know that there are several other I guess patterns or things that you have to know when you're programming, and that they all kind of like relate to each other, which is why like these problems are so important, and why like any programmer can solve them, is because they kind of already like know how to iterate through and how to do this in code, and they know how to do it backwards, right? And they know how to like get each individual element, and then they can just kind of put those all together, and then now they're doing something well. So in this case, like I want to make this simple, so we're just going to go through backwards, and then in the case of the cat, right, we're just going to go T, and then we're going to go through A, and then we're going to go to C, and we're going to store that, and then we're just going to check if that is like equal to is that equal to like the original word. So we'll just trace backwards, go through each one, as you've seen, as we've done like in other problems, and as you've probably done in other problems, and then just compare them at the end. And then if this is true, then it's a palindrome. If not, then it's false. So let's go into coding this. We're just traversing backwards and then doing this comparison. Okay, so here we are, and what we can just do is go backwards through the array. So this is kind of a different type, but we're just going to be starting at the length of the word, and then going all the way to -1, like right before -1, and then going backwards. So we're going to go -1, decrementing. That's what those mean. And same thing, we're going to be accessing it, and also we'll have like a backwards word, like version of the word that'll be an empty string, and then we're just going to be adding it. So backwards word equals, and then adding it to that backwards like version of the word. In this case, it's going to be TAC, right? And then we just check if the backwards word is equal to like the word, and if it is, then it's a palindrome, right? And then else it's not. Yeah, if it else it's not. So yeah, that's it. That's all there is. Yet again, these problems are really important for just practicing and understanding how do you write a for loop, how do you access individual elements. Without these, like these are all like the building blocks of programming, and you're going to use them in almost every single problem that you're doing. So it's very important to practice it and learn it. But that's it. Thanks for watching.